Hi, welcome everybody back to Story Reckless. I am Nathan. I am your DM this evening and most evenings, and I use he/him pronouns. I'm gonna pass it over to our players so they can do their quick intros.
My name's Claire, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing a little creature, Goblin Ranger. Still isn't flowing, probably won't, but...
And my name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Jovial Thunder. And I'm playing Lovelace, Centaur Well Destroyer, I guess. I panicked. I didn't know what I was going to be. I got chewed up last time and I didn't die.
I know, it was incredible.
That's called character development. Take notes.
Yeah, well, I mean, with that, let's jump right into the recap. Because, yeah, Lovelace did get chewed up. Yes, last time, as Little Creature and Lovelace continued their journey through the Wood of Sharp Teeth, trying to find the source of this blight on the forest, on the southern end of the forest, you went into this abandoned knoll village. Upon investigating it, there was a well at the center of the village, which Lovelace saw some black ichor dripping out of, similar to the black ichor that was coming off of the blights that were encountered earlier. And as Lovelace charged forward, seeing a fleshy tendril poke up out of the top of it, she attacked and revealed a giant mouth inside of the well, a maw, if you will. Yes, this fleshy maw filled with teeth inside of the well had giant tentacles that came sprouting out of it, and a battle ensued. Lovelace was pulled inside and started to be slowly chewed up from the inside, while Little Creature managed to dart out of the reach of the tentacles, firing their arrows up into the sky to have them arc down into the well to hit the mouth.
Like it was a Skyrim boss.
Exactly. Just go on the other side of a door where the creature can't get through, and yeah, I never did that. I mean, no, of course I did.
That's the way you play Skyrim.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. You guys found a way to exploit the game, and yeah. Anyways, but as Little Creature was doing this, the tree next to them started to split, and more of these blights came to harass Little Creature. But with all of this happening, Lovelace, you managed to stab into the side of this thing, and it caused it to regurgitate you out, spilling you out onto the ground. And as it grabbed you with one of its tentacles and pulled you in, you skewered it with your pike, driving it deep inside, and you saw some of that ethereal energy that you've become so accustomed to funnel into your pike down into this thing, and it withered and collapsed in on itself, retreating back inside the well, eventually going still. After disposing of the blights, which weren't a big deal, you poked around for a bit, and the only thing you could really find was a fan inside of the mouth that was not destroyed.
That was an adventure in and of itself.
It was. Seemingly magical fan, perhaps. Oh, do we have somebody? Oh, hey, Jack. Nice. Hey, Jack. Nice to see you. Anyways, but you found this fan, and with it, you just decided to hold on to it. You're not sure what it does. It seems magical. But you retreated back into the forest to catch your breath. And at this moment, as you were resting within there, Little Creature, you felt little glimpses of that connection that you have to the forest every time you were in close contact with Lovelace. And as you were trying to catch your breath, you heard movement in the forest, and looking out, you saw more of those blights shuffling through the dead underbrush. One of them jabbed these long tendril-like roots into one of the nearby trees, and this provoked Little Creature to attack. You managed to kill them all quite quickly. Still not quite sure what they were doing, but the commotion seemed to attract more, and as more of them were coming out of the woods, Lovelace, you picked the Little Creature up and you took off back towards the Knoll Village to investigate further. So, with all of that, we pick up here with the two of you, little creature riding on the back of Lovelace the centaur, going through the dead undergrowth back towards the village. Is that do you want to do anything before you arrive?
I don't. It's Lovelace is just gonna ride wordlessly,
Okay.
holding little creature close.
Okay. Holding on to little creature.
My 100-pound baby.
Yes.
Yeah, little creature who has swelled from the strange effects of this black goo that has come off of the blights.
Yeah, really not keen on this. But I do like riding Lovelace.
Yes. And while you are holding on to Lovelace, you do feel that connection, little creature. But you silently, Lovelace, take off, going towards this village. Behind you, you hear periodically in the forest itself that strange clicking sound as these blights shamble through the brush, trying to pursue, but your centaur form is easily able to outpace them. After no more than probably 20 minutes or so, you get back to the edge of the forest and can see that abandoned knoll village, the collapsed-in walls at points, and in the center, still two of the tendrils just kind of sagging on the side, these big fleshy tentacles, the well. The tentacles themselves, they look almost like deflated. They are very rapidly, like, just decomposing in on themselves, and there's just, like, thick ichor coming off of them, spilling down the sides of the stone and into the dirt. But yeah, what would the two of you like to do now that you are here?
I think as we approach, Lovelace will slow from like a trot to just like clop, 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 like little bursts of dust going up from each step.
Okay.
And just like slowly walk back into the center of the village
Okay.
towards the well.
Yeah. You get to the center and you see the well there before you, and as I said, the maw that was once there is rapidly deteriorating.
I want to get down off of Lovelace and go right up to the edge of the well.
Mm-hmm.
Get down on my knees again and go for another detect portal, seeing if I can't pinpoint the point at which this is not fully the material plane.
Okay. As you press your fingers down into the dirt, and do you kind of, like you said before, do you go entirely still?
Stock still.
Are your eyes open when you do this, or do you close them? Curious. I've
I
been
think they're open. I
Yeah.
don't need them.
I've been picturing you at this very odd sight as this little goblin gets down and shoves their fingers into the dirt and suddenly just goes rigid as a board, their eyes wide, unblinking. And as you do that, little creature, you don't detect any rift in this plane into another. It is entirely gone.
I think Lovelace, as little creature goes up and does their thing,
Mm-hmm.
Lovelace isn't totally sure of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Is gonna walk up next to little creature and just get down on my knees, horse
Uh-huh.
knees. Is that a thing that
Yeah.
centaurs can do?
Yeah, why not? Horses can do it.
And Lovelace is gonna close her eyes, and I think just like try to meditate. So like I'm thinking back towards when we saw those blink dogs
Yeah.
burying one of their own, and there was like a weird disturbance in these like ley line sort of things, and I was able to like kind of manipulate them and like reconnect what needed to be connected.
Mhm.
I'm gonna look for that, just like try to clear my mind, try to like recall myself back to that like super like disjointed, almost like hallucinogenic sleep deprivation state that I was in.
Okay.
Lovelace has never meditated before, and I think doesn't really know how, and like just like keeps hearing like maybe like I want to say like noises in the distance, but I don't know if there are ambient sound here
I
or
mean,
if
yeah,
it's just like
it's
dead silent.
it is very silent. So as you close your eyes with little creature tense there before you, and you're trying to connect with the like network that you've seen coursing under the earth.
Or something
Okay.
like in the past when Lovelace has tried to do this, it's like involved more shouting
Mm-hmm.
and like raging
Mm-hmm.
at things. I'm gonna follow little creature's lead here, I think. Ear twitches. Twitch.
Yeah. Okay. As you. Yeah, I mean. I need you to. I think you just need to make a straight wisdom check to try to calm your senses and focus on your surroundings.
Sure, we can do that. That is a dirty 20.
Wow! Oh my god. Okay. So, as you focus in, you close your eyes.
Seems like what you're supposed to do, right?
In this dark space, entirely quiet around you. I don't even think you necessarily hear a little creature breathing in this moment, as they have gone completely stiff and focused on what they're doing. So it is truly quiet. Maybe a few creaks here and there of the forest behind you. But then there's a pulse of light in the darkness, just a and you see that trail seem to arc out in front of you and then quickly turn and shoot underneath you, behind you. Once more, another pulse, and then back behind you.
Back behind, going further south? Or
No, going back towards the forest. What do you do?
So wait, sorry, it's coming from...
So you close your eyes
Yeah.
in a dark void, and you see this pulse of light, like a line, shoot out before you, and you're facing south right now.
Oh, yeah.
And you watch as it arcs and comes straight back towards you, and heads north.
Oh, so I guess like I turn towards to see if it's coming from... Is it coming from me? Is it coming from something underneath me, like the well?
You turn your head. Do you keep your eyes closed as you turn?
Yeah.
Turn your head with your eyes closed, and you watch that trail just extending out into the darkness northward. And you can see other smaller trails, very weak, trying to reconnect with it. And then they kind of wink out before they can connect. And wink out before they connect. But this one trail is shooting to the north. Almost like a heartbeat. And in this dark void, it just kind of seems to go off into infinity. You know, you can't really see a horizon or anything.
I see. Well, with the blink dogs, I wanted to connect up things.
Okay.
Where are these weak lines coming from? Can I follow them? Can I look at them closer?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check in this weird meditative space.
13.
13? It's hard to really, like, you just see, like, very faint, like, capillaries far in the distance trying to connect to this, but it's hard to really make out exactly what's happening other than just seeing those little veins trying to connect.
Yeah. Okay. Look, Lovelace opens her eyes.
Okay.
She's had enough of this meditation stuff.
Open
Like
your eyes.
glances down at little creatures to be like, are you still doing it? Am I following your lead? Are you still stuck still?
I think by this point I am moving again, and I'm just kind of letting you do your thing. We know Lovelace is weird, so we'll just let Lovelace be weird.
Okay.
But when I see you open your eyes, there's nothing here anymore. I guess the not quite here is gone.
Okay. I don't really know what I saw. I saw some more weird lines. There's like a heartbeat pulsing north.
Well, sure. That makes sense.
Doesn't make sense. Please
Well, yeah.
explain.
Well, that's where everything is.
Okay. Is there a like center that it's all going towards?
A center? Yeah, kinda. Do you want to go there?
I guess. I don't know. I've given up. Remember?
Right. Yeah. No, that's fair. I'll take you. I can take you to the center.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
It's
Great.
probably nicer there. It's probably more there, you know?
Wouldn't be hard to be more than this place. Looking around at the like desiccated buildings. I'm gonna take one more quick look around, then let's head out. Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
I think Lovelace would just like to poke her head in the buildings that we didn't
Sure.
see.
Okay. Yeah. There's all the huts, and there's the little towers, and then there's the it looks like almost like a grain silo maybe with a longer like barn like structure attached to it, and then this collapsed in pig pen. So those are kind of the. Do you want to just look at it all, like take an hour to go through the whole village, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to linger on it, but I just want to
Okay. Go
not
ahead.
have to come back here again.
Go ahead and do investigation or perception, your choice, as you move through this.
Strong preference for perception.
Okay. Little creature, what are you doing while Lovelace pokes around?
Well, that's a great question. I might. Actually. Oh,
So
no.
I got 22 total.
Whoa. Okay.
17 on the die.
Okay. Carefully going through each of, and let me know at any point, little creature, if you want to do something. Going through each of the homes, just doing like a quick scan as you pop your head in the door and then back out. You don't really find much of note other than you do find in one of them, there looks like there's still hanging on one of the walls, there's a wooden symbol carved into like a medallion, and it looks to be a big like padded paw with claws, with like leather leather necklace, but it's still hanging on one of the walls, so there's that, if that interests you. But yeah, Lovelace, did you? No? Okay.
I was thinking about maybe taking it, but also I don't want to be a grave robber here.
Okay. So that just rests there on the wall of this thatched hut, and then going through towards the like this barn, which you open it up and look inside, and it looks like it used to probably house animals, and it does have that. There's still a lingering smell even after all this time, and you can see going through these little pens that are filled with like dried, like basically manure, but not. It's not cows. They suspect it might be some sort of pig. Looking at it, and at the back there's a big sort of silo thing, and as you open the door to look inside there, you just see a bunch of what little bits of remains of like sacks of food and things like that, like grain. It does seem odd though, because looking in there, it looks like what normally would be stored in here are there's like one leftover what looks to be made of clay, or sorry, not clay, like a weaved basket that has some damp, mildewed, some sort of ground meal inside. But off to the side, you do see there are like sacks, like you would see in Baldur's Gate, which seems odd. Like that doesn't match the rest of the.
What's in those sacks?
I mean, opening it up, it just
Still?
looks like there's a little bit left of some probably what would it be, like barley or something like that, or wheat. Again, something you would find in Baldur's Gate. And these sacks are very dilapidated and barely holding together, but they are clearly different than what was used here before.
So they were trade-in or raiding.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Is there anything that would indicate how long ago all this happened? I think is like probably the predominant question.
Make a survival check. This is gonna be pretty high DC, so.
Okay. Well, we got
see.
+5 here.
Okay.
Let's go. Dirty 20.
Okay.
I'm rolling okay today.
Yeah, you are. Okay, yeah. Excuse me while I consult my notes.
Is there like a sell by date on the bags or something?
Yeah.
Not quite, but
And like I know that it would be hard here because like everything's like so rapidly decomposed. It seems like.
yeah, it's so what you've picked up on is in all of the like plant life, right? All the things that are like growing in the soil. Those are all seem to have been leached of their life.
But was there like a stone wall calendar?
No, no. You didn't find anything like that. But looking at kind of the amount of grain that's been taken from here and the bit of mildew that's growing on it, you suspect it's I mean, this is really hard to tell, but like maybe it's been used. It was like opened and started being used like 5 months ago at the most. Something
Okay.
like that.
It's relatively recent. Because it's the equivalent of August
Yes.
right now, yes?
It is, yeah. It's my damn calendar go. Here we go. It's Eliasis.
Eliasis.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh no, sorry, it's still Flame Roll. That's right, because you're behind Kadam. It's still Flame Roll. It's about to. The month is about to turn. Yeah.
Okay.
So late July.
Yes, it is late July.
Fantasy July.
Fantasy
Okay, so
July.
I guess the Detective Lovelace here, flashing back to like her doing all that work in Baldur's Gate, is asking, how does this line up with the appearance of the gnolls?
You first encountered the gnolls. That was like. I think that was in. It was just after Greengrass.
Yeah.
It's in Myrtle. So that was about 3 months ago-ish.
Okay. Okay, well, that doesn't tell us like a whole bunch that we didn't know, besides the fact that. So if the grain was being used 5 months ago,
4
We
to
started
5.
seeing-
You're kind of like
4 to 5,
Yeah.
yeah. And we started seeing gnolls 3 months ago. Yeah, something happened around then, and not too long before. All right.
Other than that, though, looking around the village, that's kind of all you find. Obviously, there's like some leftover things. It looks like most stuff was taken. I'll give you that. Like looking through, like
Okay.
like stuff was picked up and taken that was deemed necessary, and things that
Oh,
were
that's
not deemed necessary were left behind.
that's promising. Maybe they're alive somewhere. I don't have any evidence that they're not. I don't see no bodies. Hopefully they got out and didn't get turned. All right, let's head north.
Okay, so you come out of this barn, meet up with little creature, and are you gonna be riding on Lovelace, little creature? Okay, so you hop on.
It's hard to
Lovelace's back.
walk.
And Lovelace.
And-
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I followed Lovelace around for the first 5 minutes or so, realized this was going to be a process, and then took myself back to the well and started playing with the fan.
Okay. Okay. You just start going like this. Okay.
I think out and around. I mean, I've never encountered a fan before,
Yeah. Well,
so I admire the pattern.
Yeah.
And the carving on the sides, and tear a little bit of it if I can, just to
It
see
does
how
not- it does not tear.
okay. Yeah, I thoroughly investigate it and then start maybe it's a wing flapping.
Okay.
Or pretending to it's a net for fishing, and I'll throw it out and
Okay.
I'm literally playing with this object.
So you start playing with it, and as you're pretending it's a wing, you kind of are you feel like yourself almost being pushed a little bit by the gust when you push down with it. As you twirl around and whip it around through the air, hold on, I gotta find it. There it is. Okay. You twirl around and as you do, the fan seems to just catch the air, and you suddenly feel this and it kind of pulls you forward with the momentum, and as it does, you feel all this resistance as it's pushing through the air, and suddenly there's just a blast of wind. Lovelace, as you're finishing up inside, you suddenly hear this and dust just goes and it hits the side of one of these decomposing tentacles coming out of the well, and you just watch it kind of roll off to the side from this huge blast of wind. I'm trying to think here, and as it does, you watch this little dust devil form as it blows, and the tentacle rolls in the dirt, getting all covered in dirt and muck, and that dust devil hits the side of one of these little shacks, these not shacks, these little thatched homes, and the wall just goes poof and collapses in from the blast of wind of
You huffed and puffed
pushing
the
the
dust.
fan. And you come to a little spinning stop pirouette and are standing there now as dust is slowly starting to settle.
Lovelace charges out and set the ready.
Sorry.
Little creature, what happened? Where are they?
The fake leaf, and then a building fell down. Do buildings usually fall down like this? That seems really unsafe.
Do trees usually fall down? That
Well-
seems unsafe.
They give you warning first.
Okay, I think that thing's magic. That thing is definitely magic.
That wind is
Yeah.
still just as you're standing there, little creature.
Can
so,
you turn it off?
so the tentacle is just slowly getting pushed out of the way, getting dragged across the dirt, and the wind is just.
I don't know how to make it stop.
Try flapping it the opposite way.
Pull it to the left
All right. So what's your intent here, little creature?
to stop.
To stop
the
it?
other wind,
Okay.
I guess. Love playing with magic items.
Okay, which way do you? Sorry, which way do you do that?
Well, the first one I twirled to the right, so
Okay.
this time I'm twirling to the left.
To the left. Okay, as you twirl to the left, trying to get it to stop, you watch as the wind very quickly goes in that direction and is now blowing in that direction. Lovelace, make a saving throw for me. Strength saving throw.
Oh boy. 15.
Okay, so you're fine, but you get blasted by this wind, and you watch Lovelace dig her hooves into the dirt, and her hair just go as she's standing there like,
Oh, like
yeah, just like the like leaf
Yeah,
blower,
like
like,
the oh.
So Lovelace, if you were in combat and tried to move, this would be considered difficult terrain.
Makes sense.
I will try to duck behind cover or something.
Okay,
like
yeah,
I'm
I mean-
assaulted.
Yeah, you gallop out of the way and get behind one of the buildings. The wind's still going. And after about like 10 more seconds, as you're standing there, little creature, it eventually just and stops, and the dust settles.
It stopped.
Oh, word. I guess so. All right.
So you can make big wind with this thing.
Uh-huh. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That reminds me of a joke that I don't think is appropriate to share here. But making big wins. Is the
Oh
punchline.
yeah. Passing winds between us or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we could work on that.
Um,
I'm gonna fold this thing up again and put it away
Okay.
because this is dangerous.
that seems for the best.
Are you content? Can we go back to where?
Yeah, let's
There's-
go.
Okay.
Let's go. And I think let's head towards the woods, not towards where we saw those twig lights, so maybe like skirting the edge of it.
All right. You
Lead the way.
I'm gonna be on your back again, and I'm gonna point
Great.
that way.
All right, you point and you
That's
start.
like a look around because your arms are so
Yeah.
short.
Like I can get it over your shoulder.
Just in your periphery, you see a little green goblin finger pointing. Yes, you point and start galloping off north through the woods. It's God, what time is it again? I feel like it's probably
Morning.
yeah, it's probably approaching like noon at this point. But you start to gallop north. Galloping northward, you make your way through this sick, dead forest. As the day continues, though, both of you spot periodically those sections in the trees, especially down at the base where the roots are, where you have seen those like tendrils of flesh coming up into the roots. And you can see that, much like the well, they look like they are decomposing rapidly. And you can see just kind of black ichor spilling out along the roots.
I would like to stab one at some point.
Yeah,
If it looks particularly fleshy.
sure. You ride up to it and jab it into this
Okay, with the stick.
like pink tendril, and as you do, it just like kind of gives way so easily. And as you pull it out, you just see black goo coming off the end of your pike, and it is like stabbing into a rotten squid. It's just super
Ew.
soft and doesn't give much resistance.
Don't like that.
I just had a thought. What if the solution to me being all swollen is to take it again?
I'm not going
Let's
to tell
keep
you
going.
what to put into your body, but I have some concerns.
Okay.
I'll keep thinking on it.
Okay. The day goes on, and after numerous hours of taking quick little breaks here and there and eventually continuing northward, the light starts to leave rapidly as the sun sets off to the west. And in this part of the forest, it is you see those rays of light coming through the trees as the sun is setting, with none of the leaves above. But by the end of the day, you start to see little spots here and there of trees that are just barely clinging to life still. Like that first broad-leafed maple that you found that had the 23 leaves that you rested under.
Can we roll to see how many leaves these ones have?
Sure. Why don't you roll? I was gonna say roll percentile die for me.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because why not? Oh, it only has
7
leaves. But yes, no, you see trees periodically that still have leaves clinging to them by the end of the day. Are you going to continue riding through the night, or are you going to stop and bed down for the evening?
How's little creature looking? It's like, hey, how you feeling?
Well,
So
you
I
know. I mean, I guess the honest answer is absolutely terrible, but if you want to keep going, we could. I
Maybe,
don't know
like-
that there's anything that you can do to help, really.
Oh, maybe let's keep going until at least we see a nicer place and we won't get attacked by a bunch of those tree things in the middle of the night again.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I don't think little creature would ask for permission. I think if we're gonna continue, I'm gonna, like, make a short braid at the very end of Lovelace's hair and then, like, part it in the center and loop it over my back so that I can, like, lean back into her hair while I'm riding.
Okay. So Lovelace.
So Lovelace, you're feeling a pull on the back of your neck.
Well, first you feel little creature grabbing your hair.
Actually, yeah, so I was thinking about this. Like, when you start doing that, Lovelace is like, actually, would you mind? Some of my braids came out in that gust. While you're back there, would you mind maybe fixing those up? Do you know how?
I mean, I can make a braid. I can't make them all fancy like these ones on the sides, but I can just, like, braid.
I'd really appreciate that if you did.
Okay. I will do my best to reconstruct Lovelace's hair.
Okay, make a dexterity check. Just straight dex.
14.
It's okay. Yeah. It's
Great.
definitely not an exact, recreation, but Lovelace, it does. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it feels nice at least to just have the hair getting, tucked
that's
back
it.
and yeah.
It makes Lovelace think of home, and that makes her sad and guilty. But it's also nice.
And after you finish braiding little creature, do you still take that, like, I don't know, central part and like?
Yeah, just, climb into it a little bit. So I've got some back support and I can just kind of doze while we go.
Oh my god. Okay, so Lovelace, you feel a bit of weight pulling on your neck, but little creature starts to kind of doze back there, like with this makeshift harness from your hair. I guess this is a question for you then, Lovelace. Like, how far are you pushing this into the night?
Until I think either it gets real late, like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and it's like I should sleep a little bit, or I find some place that does not have gross pond water and dead trees
Okay.
and things that will drop out of the trees and kill us.
Okay. Make a survival check for me as the light leaves the forest and you're now going through the dark. You have your dark vision goggles, but I mean that's still only 60 feet ahead.
Yeah. 19.
Okay. You are able to maintain your bearings and continue going in that northern direction. And I think actually every once in a while you stop and close your eyes and you see that pulse of light to guide you. There are moments when you close your eyes and nothing happens and you feel like maybe you've lost it. And then it appears like just off to the left of your peripheral and you see it pulsing north. And as you continue going further into the night, you start to see those like capillary veins becoming more pronounced, and they are now connecting with this central trail that's leading you. Yeah, probably a good solid 4 hours after the sun goes down, you start to hear, instead of that kind of squishy, soft mulch, you start to hear the crunch of dry leaves until eventually you see actual brush coming up, like ferns and things like that you start pushing past. They look a little withered, but they are growing. And you look up just just as your dark vision's starting to fade, and you can see there are now leaves clinging to the tops of the trees. And after maybe 1 more hour of this, you seem to fully come out of the blighted section of the forest.
Time to bed down. That's good enough for me.
Okay.
Let's find some like nice ferns.
Okay. Yeah, you are definitely able to find a nice patch under a big, thick, broad-leafed oak tree with these big old roots coming out of it, and there's almost a little nook that you're able to just curl up in with this soft moss at the bottom. And as you curl down and bed down for the evening with Little Creature, you kind of slump down and in this little where the back of your human form and your horse form meet. And as you both drift off into sleep, there's just a slight scent of fresh flowers that greets your nose as you drift off into sleep.
The vibe that I have in mind is like, I don't know if you've ever like hiked to a campsite and drastically misjudged how long it would take you to get there. And it's like, it's gotten dark and like you finally reach the place. You're like exhausted, you're tired. You had to like haul all your stuff out there. And you're just like, I don't even want to set up the tent. Like, it's not raining. Just, that place looks soft. Put down a sleeping bag. It's gonna be fine.
And just go to sleep.
Just like, probably like wake up, I don't know, like with all sorts of like cricks because you just like slept using a rock as a pillow.
Yeah, I mean, I would think
better
little.
than going through the night.
Yeah, I would think Little Creature, you're probably fine because this is literally your home. But yeah, Lovelace, you maybe like don't. It's not quite optimal. So as you both drift off into sleep, and eventually you are awoken with just the soft call of birds above, you start to hear life around you as consciousness comes to you. And Little Creature, you start to feel that sense of being whole again.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you both wake up and there's just that soft morning light coming through the trees, and it is quite diffused through the leaves above. There's almost a green glow to everything from the fresh, thick leaves above. And as you do wake, it's a bit cooler this morning. Oh, hold on. No, you do not wake up yet. Just a moment. Do not wake up in the morning.
We have one of those dreams where you dream about waking up.
No. What
No?
happens is, I was so excited for...
The tree was a mimic.
The tree was a mimic. No. God, I almost forgot something so important. As you are sleeping, we'll say that yes, in your sleep, you are having wonderful dreams of this green light and the forest, little creature. Lovelace, I think for you, I think you honestly are just out. But both of you suddenly start awake, and it is pitch black. Your dark vision's able to see, but the sun is not out yet.
I think I scrambled to put my goggles on.
And yeah. So for you, it's pitch black, and you scramble to put your goggles on. And the reason you both awake is the earth below you is shaking.
Oh, right.
And it stops.
You okay?
Lovelace drops to her knees and instantly tries to like go into this like meditation, just like spreading out her awareness.
Okay, make a wisdom check.
Okay.
Little creature, you see Lovelace do this.
21.
Nice.
I'm great at this.
Yeah, I know, right? Little creature, do you do anything? Lovelace drops down.
I mean, I'm still feeling fine. Or feeling fine again, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so nothing too terrible's happened. I'm just gonna keep an eye out.
Okay. Lovelace, you close your eyes, get down, like, do that, like, horse kneel, and close your eyes.
What I'm trying to do here is set up some kind of situation where it makes sense that when Quidam calls me momentarily, something is happening.
Yeah. Well, that you close your eyes.
Yeah.
And you almost feel overwhelmed for a moment with what is happening before you in the dark void. You just see this, like, frantic, chaotic pulse of these intricate veins coursing out before you in the dark. Just, and that main central one leading to the north seems to be rapidly. That's what you see. Little creature, you start to feel this drop in your stomach and this overwhelming feeling of dread coming over you. And Lovelace, as you're sitting there seeing this light show before you, you suddenly hear a voice come into your head.
Yeah.
As Quidam reaches out to you. I don't remember the specifics of what Quidam said, but Quidam...
And I think it's like, it's muddled in this state. It's like...
Okay.
I just like feel Quidam's like present, like questioning presence, and Lovelace is like, I don't know what's going on. Like, there's all these sensations, new things are happening. I can't really put this into words.
I think you get...
I miss you.
You get phrases of Quidam being worried and wondering if you're okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, you respond. I believe you said something to the effect of like, things are crazy right now.
Yeah, a lot's been going on.
A lot's been going on, which is true. And yeah, you just get those little phrases, and that's all you manage to mutter and say in this state. And the message is done. But what do both of you do now that everything seems to have settled in terms of the earth rumbling?
We should go, I think. Something bad is happening. really bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay because I'm okay again, but I don't know. There's stuff bigger than just me, you know?
I hate to break this to you, little creature, but it's a lot of things bigger than you.
Fewer than you might think.
I do think that.
I am very large. I contain multitudes.
Okay. I'm gonna
And
talk that
yet.
one up to be surprised later.
Yes. And yet there are still things larger than me.
Name one thing.
You.
Yes.
But you're also big. Like me. Or at least you're trying. You're trying real hard. I think you can get there.
I feel like we're getting off track here. What was that?
That was an earthquake. It's when the earth moves a lot in a short amount of time.
It felt different. There was something. I don't know. I feel like there's a disturbance.
Yep, that was pretty disturbing.
Right. I don't know.
I got a bad feeling about this.
No. Sorry, I don't think. Never mind.
You didn't mean to do that, did
No,
you?
no, you did.
I
don't think you
missed
did.
something.
Yeah. Sorry. Olive made a Star Wars reference, and then you
I got that.
very inadvertently made another Star Wars
Oh,
reference.
I see. Okay, I didn't catch that one.
To be fair, that is something that people just say, so. Oh, jeez. Okay, anyway. That was like. Okay, go ahead.
Back
Go
on
ahead.
track. Whew.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're not in immediate danger. Little creature, would you mind keeping watch, maybe? I'd like to go to sleep a little bit more.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll keep watch until dawn.
Okay. Lovelace, you try to head back to sleep, and little creature, you're sitting there in this, tucked in this big oak tree with Lovelace in the dark, and you just feel that dread sitting in your stomach. Nothing disturbs you in the night. Eventually, the sun does rise, and you are greeted with, I guess, like you were having in your dream, this wonderful morning light that comes through, and the sound of the birds starting to sing once more. But you still have that uneasy feeling. But
Can we move? Can we go?
Okay, yeah. Let me get some breakfast first. Then, yeah, let's keep going. So make breakfast. Little creature can lead the way.
okay, after you eat some food and hop on Lovelace's back, little creature, do you just point?
Yep.
Okay, and you start to head north. You ride through the woods, and they progressively become more and more lush, until eventually they are back to the state that you know and love, little creature. The day goes by without much incident. There's just the song of the birds around you and the insects, and the sometimes gentle breeze above. But that feeling is still sitting with you, little creature. Lovelace, I think you're just focused on following their lead.
I think I'm starting to get a little on edge. Like I'm just sometimes standing up on Lovelace's back and holding onto her hair and like keeping watch all around us as we're going through. And yeah, I don't really have much in terms of like finding stuff.
Okay. Are you looking for something in particular, or you're just
I mean-
trying to see?
If we run into any animals, I might like call them over and do speak with animals with them.
Okay. Go ahead and do a perception or survival, your choice.
Let's do survival.
Okay.
Oh wow, yeah, that was good. 19.
Okay. What kind of animal are you looking for, if any?
21. Wait,
Yeah.
what? Hold on.
It's-
There's so many numbers, Nate.
Yeah. Are you
21.
Are you looking for a specific type of animal?
No,
Okay. Give me a sec.
just, you know, a friend.
Yeah. Give me a sec here. There we go. I'm getting used to my new setup where I have to find things. Alright. A friend. Sure, why not? I'll just do
And really, most people are friends if you try hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. Okay. Coming up with something here. Hold on. Something really interesting just happened. Give me a second. I love tables. They're the best.
Well, I'm gonna read out chat while you're
Yes,
looking
yes.
this up. We can describe that I have been going on about Little Creature's true calling, being a foliage fashionista, a moss McQueen, a Viridian visionary, a Sylvian stylist, a bough beautifier, and an herb haberdasher.
Wow, you guys.
I am all those things and more.
Amazing.
How is Operation not got in on this yet? I'm so surprised. Okay, bear with me. I'm almost there. Doing a couple things here. Okay. Riding northward as we get probably into the afternoon, as you're trying to search through the forest, Little Creature, for a friend to talk to. You notice probably a little over 100 feet away a humanoid sitting up in a tree on a big bough. And with the 21, you notice it because as you were searching for signs of wildlife to maybe direct Lovelace towards to try to get some answers, you spot on the side of this tree there are these big like claw marks. And as you follow them up, it leads you right to where this humanoid is sitting. You see this elven man, dark skin, not really wearing any clothes, just lounging up there with one leg kind of dangling over the side, leaning back, and just staring down at you with the head cocked to the side, kind of smiling. And they're probably about a little over 100 feet away, but they are definitely watching you as you're slowly making your way through the forest.
I pull on Lovelace's hair. Lovelace, can we go talk to this person, please?
And yeah, you have to focus in, and you see like the shape of a person up there.
Good eyes, yeah, sure. You know him?
I don't know.
Okay.
Clop, 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 clop,
Okay.
clop.
Pushing through the brush. And it is rather thick here, the forest itself. Very thick and lush with all these ferns and plants coming up through the underbrush. Such a different pace from what you were just in. As you push through a big portion of brush.
Hello? I call out in Elvish.
As the brush pushes to the side and you both have to duck for a second and you pull it aside, you look up, they're gone.
Aw,
But you call out hello.
Yeah.
What else do you say?
I'd love to know what you know about the earthquake last night, and I'm happy to tell you what I know about the earthquake, and I won't hurt you unless you try and hurt me first.
Okay. Make a persuasion check for me.
I'm not fantastic at that.
And you don't want that. They're very fierce.
When I roll high.
Go ahead and make it with advantage.
First one, 17.
A 17, okay. You hear directly behind you on the ground. I don't know anything about the earthquake, and you look and see this tall, dark-skinned elven man just standing there naked in the forest, looking at you, smiling. And they are very, lithe in their form. I've seen you around here before, he says to you, little creature.
Yeah, probably.
But not this one. And he kind of leans and narrows his eyes looking at you, Lovelace.
Lovelace is uncomfortable by his nudity. Lovelace has lived in Baldur's Gate for a while.
Yeah.
And so it's just making eye
Yeah.
contact.
just stiff as a board.
Hello.
This is Lovelace. She doesn't speak Elvish. Do you speak Common?
Oh, right.
Or
Yes,
Sylvan?
this would have been in Elvish. He kind of cocks his head. Do you speak Sylvan, little creature?
Uh-huh.
You do? I see. Okay.
I speak all the important languages.
Of course. He responds back in Common. You don't speak Elvish. He sniffs. You're from the city.
Mm-hmm.
He starts to kind of circle, just cocking his head, circling around the two of you. You were asking about the earthquake?
Yeah. I am filled with a sense of dread, and I was wondering if you were as well. She doesn't seem to be necessarily, though.
Didn't feel great.
The forest is uneasy. It's
Yeah.
true.
We also have been looking at why everything's turned dust and rotten. Further south.
You're talking about to the south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were there. That was bad.
We
Quite
fought some of
bad.
it.
You did. And you survived. I left there. All the food ran out. I don't know what that was all about. It did wake. I was actually awake at the time. But it was unpleasant.
Okay. Well, if you find out anything, you have no way of contacting me, and I have no way of contacting you, so, great, I guess?
I'll be able to find you. He looks at Lovelace. This one will be easy to find.
You calling me smelly?
You have a bit of a scent to you.
Hmm.
You make good
Hey.
friends, he says to you, Lovelace.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
What makes you say that?
You probably wouldn't be alive right now if not for your friend.
Is that a threat?
No. No.
Are we friends, Lovelace?
Yes, we're friends, little creature.
Okay.
Oh, operation.
Some kind of centaur. Cent. You remind me of a half-elf I once knew. Very interested in ears. They used to be more nose-focused.
I'm not interested in your ears. No, forgive me, apologies. Just... I can't help but be thrilled by the aspect of a new hunt. But you have a good friend with you. Clearly you've made friends with the forest, so you're safe.
I've heard stories about these woods. They said men used to try to chop these trees down, diminishing the wood of Sharp Teeth, till they were turned away by some kind of werewolves.
As he looks, there's a little flash in the eye, and you can see the eyes themselves are a bit golden in color. Oh, werewolves. No, I am no dog. And that wasn't our doing. Maybe we helped sometimes.
If the stories are true, someone drove them away.
The forest did.
Yeah.
Where are you taking?
Attributing a whole lot of change to like one kind of person seems a little weird to me. That was a lot of change that happened over the course of kind of a long period of time. I don't think it could have been one person or a small group.
Hey, little creature, how old are you? Just wondering.
Fuck if I know.
Okay.
Older than you, definitely.
Where are you
Looking back.
taking? Where are you taking this one? He says to you, little creature.
You know, north.
All right. Well,
She's weird. She's like kind of part of Taure Varna, but also kind of not. She came from the outside, and well, but she's still got the like, you know, connection. But it's odd. It's not, you know, easy for her. She's got to work at it.
All right. Sorry I couldn't be of more help.
It's okay.
I didn't catch your name.
You can call me Perrin.
Perrin.
And yours?
My name's Lovelace.
Welcome to the Wood of Sharp Teeth. Well, I must be off.
Okay.
And he just turns and just starts walking.
Perrin.
Cool. So you met Perrin.
That was disconcerting.
Yeah.
But like his dinner.
was a little weird. I hang out with some of the elves sometimes, and they don't tend to want to eat me. You're just special.
Are all the wolves? Excuse me, elves. I misspoke.
Uh-huh.
That. Hmm. That. Is that the vibe of all the elves here?
Is that the vibe, Nathan?
No, that is, there's like a very, very, very small number, like Perrin.
Okay.
Like very small, like probably less than double digits. Like me,
Okay.
yeah.
Now we got a special one.
That's honestly good to hear.
If you want to go meet the ones that are like more average, we could go there too.
Maybe after. Let's finish the thing we started on first.
Okay. That's probably best.
Okay.
I used knowledge that I learned in Candlekeep. Did you see that?
I did. All right, you continue going north. As the sun starts to set, both of you hear very distantly at first just the slight sound of a little bell, just, well, multiple bells, just ding, ding. And you can hear movement through the forest in this gloom of twilight. What do you both do?
I looked a little creature. Is this normal?
Yeah, this actually is pretty normal. Those are the more average elves that I was talking about. They make bell sounds. Sorry.
Do what? I think I can deal with that. That's okay.
Okay. So do you
That was-
just
The laugh was not involved for some creature.
do you both just continue on your path? Do you want to stop? Do you
I mean, do you want to meet more elves?
I mean, sure. If they're here.
Okay. Go towards the bell dinging.
Okay. You head towards the sound of the bells, and up ahead you actually see there's just like a tiny game path. Like, this is clearly a path that's been walked on or used by game, but likely you can see there's these 6 elves, all relatively short in stature, just slowly and solemnly walking along this little path, and they have these tiny little bells that they're just chiming in rhythm. These elves are wearing headdresses that are made from animal skulls of various types, and they have they're adorned with all sorts of necklaces of dangling bones from various types of animals. And yeah, they're just solemnly walking down this path, surrounded by the forest. They're probably 25 feet away at this point as you're standing at the edge of this little path.
Lovelace will just like stand and watch. I'm not going to interrupt if they're in the middle of something.
Okay. All right. You watch as they approach. They do take note of you. They all look as they're chiming these bells, and they eventually come. Probably, you do see them smile and give a wave, and they come to a stop no more than 10 feet away from you. Leading the group, it looks to be a male elf who has, let's see here, has a like a what looks like a ram skull that's built into like a headdress piece on the top of their head, and they smile towards you. Let's see, I'm trying to picture this individual. They have like kind of black hair with bushy eyebrows, a more like kind of a larger bulbous nose, and this like soft smile as they look at you, and they say, "Greetings.
Well met.
I am Sylvelis. Who am I speaking to?"
My name is Lovelace. I know this one's name.
I recognize the little creature on your back.
Yeah.
We are the Dead Ringers. And gestures back to the rest of the elves that have all been following. You seem to be new to this place. Nodding towards you, Lovelace.
Yeah, Lovelace was just curious. She heard you guys and was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "It's the normal elves." And I was like, "If you want to talk to them, you can go say hi."
We met Perrin earlier.
Oh. I would be careful with that one.
It's not many that look at me like prey. That one did.
Perrin has a hard time with his impulses.
What's all this, if you don't mind me asking? What debt are you ringing for?
We ring for all the dead that are beneath us, constantly moving on to the next part.
Those light things.
Oh,
The web.
I've heard some refer to it as that. I've never seen it myself. We do.
Here, actually, I started seeing them, and it led me here.
Really?
I'm trying to find out more about it.
Are you able to commune with them?
Suppose so, actually. Push it around a little bit sometimes, even.
Oh. Little creature,
Yeah,
are you leading this one somewhere?
we're going home. We're going to the center.
I see.
Bad things are happening.
We're aware.
Yeah.
There was something awful that happened last night. I don't know what, though. We all felt it. You say that you can commune with the dead. All on your own.
I mean, I'm with them, apparently, but yeah, I suppose so.
Looks back towards the group. We all need to work together in order to speak with the dead.
I don't speak with them as much as I get mad and hit things, and sometimes they help out. I mean, I don't get mad. It's more like I see the path ahead of me, and I see what needs to be done.
I understand
And
now.
a lot of the time it involves hidden things.
There are lots of like weird hands grabbing and dragging down. It's kind of cool, but also weird.
He looks right at you, Lovelace. There have been others like you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Please, I'd love to talk to any of them.
Not,
What?
for some time.
Of course, it'd be too easy.
I think that you will have answers soon. You're in good hands. Looks up at little creature.
Aw, shucks.
Hey, we ran into some of that white stuff. The little creature got some of it in a cut, and they're not looking too good. Do you know, by any chance, where we might get some help? They're a lot bigger and hard to carry. Since then,
For me too.
Possibly. None of us can help you, but maybe if you were to head back to our home, there may be someone who can help. Claire, remind me again the name of their home, because I don't have it up in front of me. Did we write that down somewhere?
We did. Carry on. It's going to take me a second because I think
Okay.
that was in a different portion entirely.
No worries.
is it nearby? We could use a place to sleep for the night. I've been sleeping on a lot of roots.
No,
What
we
home?
are quite far. We go on these pilgrimages through the forest in order to keep the dead at rest. It is a good 3 to 4 days north of here.
All right. Well, that's the direction we're heading anyway. So,
Before you leave, if you do wish to speak with the dead, with anyone in particular, we do offer this service. Of course, we do not give freely. There's has to be some sort of exchange. It does not need to be in coin. It can be in anything that you deem worthy to give.
yeah, there is someone actually. Do you? How do I tell you who? I don't know their name.
That will make it very difficult. You can describe them as best you can. If you have something of theirs, that will help. A physical object.
I'll tell you the story.
That will help.
When I first entered these woods, it was barely in front of a pack of demonic, what I thought to be gnolls. But now I understand gnolls to be something else entirely. And I heard sound of battle. There's a person fighting what I saw to be a gnoll. And I killed her. The gnoll, I mean. And it became clear to me afterwards that she was only acting in self-defense of her and her pups. And I don't know what I'd say. I don't even know if I could say anything.
That's terrible. I'm so sorry. But we can help. We can try to reach out to this soul and bring them here for you in order to commune. It may not work though, since you do not have their name.
You didn't happen to catch it, did you, little creature?
No, they didn't really introduce introduce themselves before they started trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
I can give you details on what she looks like, though. I don't know if that's helpful.
That would be helpful.
So I
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
And the village is called Syndramil.
Syndramil. Okay. So, Syndramil is what he says. Okay. Doing a little homebrew thing here on the fly, but this will be great. So you describe what they look like, and you give this story. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay. All right. Let's see if it works. I'm gonna say they will do.
And I think the thing that I will give, and I'm preparing to give,
Yeah. Oh yes.
is the weapon that I killed her with. I'm trying to remember if that was the pike or the short sword.
Okay. Yeah.
If I gave up the short sword, that would be significant. Also the pike.
Okay. Okay. So you give up the pike. Okay.
I think it was the pike.
Okay. That is significant for sure. You're giving up one of your weapons. Okay. So he grasps it, nods, and before he takes it, he says, I need you to understand that this may not work.
It doesn't need to.
And he turns back to the group, and he sets the pike down amongst them all, and they all gather around it and close their eyes, grasp hands, and they go into silence. Alright, I'm gonna make this. Here we go.
So cool.
Okay, this is just gonna be a straight roll. DC, here, I'll roll it so that you both can see it. Actually, no, let's keep it interesting. Let's see if it okay, here we go. Okay, cool. So, okay.
What does okay mean?
It means so many things. As they stand there in silence, you watch as the pike, little wisps of that ethereal light starts to come up out of the ground and wrap around the pike. And you just watch as the wooden shaft of this pike and the metal blade at the end just start to corrode and be returned to the earth, essentially, as the wood decomposes and the metal oxidizes rapidly. As those tendrils slowly sink back into the earth, there is silence. And you watch as an ethereal form of a gnoll rises up out of the earth, and you see her, this gnoll that you slayed, and they look towards both of you. With their eyes still closed, Sylvanas says, see here. You have 5 questions that you can ask. They do not need to be yes or no, but they will likely be brief in their response. And they continue to, you see them like starting to tighten their grip as they're standing there in the circle. So, what do you ask?
This is so much worse than if it hadn't worked. This is one of the first times that Lovelace has like gone back and like even tried touching one of the trash fires she left behind. And I think she's just openly weeping. She just like has... How can I make it right?
That's one of the questions? Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
so
The-
sorry.
The spirit looking towards you. So, little creature, you hear.
Oh,
So this is whether you're gonna respond or not. Um, you hear. Return my pops to my mate and free them from Ultak.
from who?
Ultak.
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 Okay, I communicate that.
Where is your mate?
Somewhere with the war band. They were last seen to the south of the Wood of Sharp Teeth, moving north.
Okay. Yeah, we'll continue to translate.
How can I free them from Ultak?
You must find a way to purge the corruption within my mate. I believe destroying Ultak will help. That was 3.
Oh, 3.
Mm-hmm.
This is rough because Lovelace does good with like clear directions given to her by external people. And so this is really helpful. But also she's sad. What was your name?
I am Oram. One more.
I think Lovelace looks at little creature or like direction. Just like confusion and like her face is blank.
You got one more? If you want to.
Where is Ultak, or how can I destroy him?
She is with the war band. You can you can slay her with tooth, claw, or weapon.
Thank you. So
And
sorry.
Oram gets pulled back down to where now the rotted spear is, rotted
Yeah.
pike, and into the earth, and all of the elves become relaxed. And Sylvelis looks back towards you after releasing. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for this gift that you have given back.
Thank you.
And he nods, turns, and they all turn back towards the path. They raise their bells. Boom. And they start to walk. Boom. As they continue off into the forest, leaving the two of you standing there with little creature calling out by.
I think Lovelace is just slumped in the dark.
And as we'll end tonight there, with two of you standing in the forest with the insects chirping around you, Lovelace, you still, as you close your eyes, see that pulse of light going to the north. And little creature, you feel that dread and that strong desire to return. And we'll end tonight there. All right.
Was that a random encounter? How did we run into them?
I mean, it was kind of a random encounter. I was planning for you to run into them. The Perrin was a random encounter. That was completely random. And that was a lot of fun. But yeah. Yeah, no, I knew you were going to run into this group. I just didn't know what you were going to do with them. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Next time actually will likely be our last episode for this arc. We'll see. All of you, what day are you out? Is it
The 27th.
This is a pop
27th?
quiz.
So yes, actually, we're gonna try to wrap this up next week. We'll see if it works or not. I'm not gonna rush anything. That's been one of our guiding principles for this whole thing that we're doing, is try not to rush anything. So if we end up having to delay the conclusion of this arc by a week, then so be it. But we will likely be ending this arc next week. So looking forward to seeing you all then and seeing what happens next.
How? How will we do that?
Who knows? All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good night.